Well, you know how one project leads to another project, and then usually to another project after that. Well, that's how it rolls here in my garden anyway. And as we finish up the concrete patio gazebo project, on the concrete side anyway, we've got a little bit of a delay for the gazebo going up because Ed's out of town as of tomorrow when the sealant goes in for a week. So it'll be another week or so before the gazebo comes to life. But in the meantime, the project that I'm going to work on today has to do with, I'm going to say it, a couple of more garden beds right around this patio. So let me turn the camera around and show you what I got going on. Okay, so here is our new patio that the octagon gazebo that we got at Costco will go on. Now you might notice there's a barrier going on right here. Let me show you more. One of the things that's part of this project is getting the dogs, especially Abby, our little one, to stop doing her business here in the garden area. So that's a whole topic unto itself. But we put in this granite pathway. Let me back up the camera just a little bit here. So we put in this granite pathway on the other side. Let's see if I can get a better shot here. On the other side of the patio. So we have that going on. And so we've got these barrels with tomatoes and eggplant and things along here that will remain. We're going to fill in the rocks in between because everything's had kind of a little bit of a upsetness during all of this, including the poor plants. It got much more dust on them than I ever had imagined. So if you're going to do some concrete work around your plants, be sure to cover them. I didn't do that. So I had to go in and, especially the peppers here, to go in and really clean them off really well. So, which brings me to, we've had this area over here. It's kind of a catch-all area, right? We all have it. I want to change that. We have this, let me just share. We have this kitchen sink that I do want to do something with. My green kitchen sink when we remodeled the kitchen this past fall, and Ed and I have been discussing it, shall we say, what is going to happen to that sink. He wants to say goodbye to it and take it to Resource 2000, a local organization that recycles here in the area, but I'm not ready to let it go. I had that sink for a long time, but bum, in the same green color are these Vigo garden beds that, okay, so green is my favorite color. If you don't know that, I'll tell you. Now we have this bed of sunflowers here. We're going to fill this in with more of the pea gravel and some more of the sandstone stepping stones that we have available. Once you step off the granite path, if you can see around all the dog training devices we have put in place, there'll be stepping stones here. And then I will have, actually my boxwood, I don't know if you can see them. I have them over here right now, but my boxwood planters over here, I am going to put them over here or maybe on the patio. We'll see how it all plays out with the gazebo. But in the meantime, since, I have a couple of weeks before the gazebo will go in, I have time to play with these two new beds. I'd got some watermelon. I thought it would be cool to have some watermelon trailing off. And I've just gotten some other things. And I'll probably get some more things, if you know what I'm saying. And so we're going to fill these up. Ed's going to run. We already have irrigation going here, so he's going to just bring it under and up once he gets back from his little trip. And so I'll just have to hand water until then. But today I am going to fill this up with the topsoil because I had found a little plant sale the other day. Oh, look here on the sunflowers. We've got ourselves a ladybug. And I always want to encourage ladybugs because they keep those aphids away. and also help us check for aphids, right? As I talked about in my last video. Anyway, so I'm gonna fill these. We put a few logs in the bottom just to not have to have as much dirt. We've got this topsoil. Now, the recommendation, and I've shared this before, is that you can buy raised bed soil and pay $12 a bag, or you can buy topsoil like this is, which is perfectly good, and it's $5 a bag. So try to get, really find out what the pricing is in your area, and this usually does fine because it's a lot of dirt that you've got to put in here. So we're gonna put these two together. I'll get the camera going and have you see me do it. But yeah, that, and then we're gonna put a walking path here just with some stepping stones that we already have. Maybe a nice seating area here. It's so funny, we have the little Tykes container over there that Ed and I have been arguing about. He loves it. So these are leftovers from our children's, and our daughter is 30. What is our daughter? Our daughter's 32. Our son is 34. And this kept their toys when they were children. So it's been around a while, but we keep our wood dry in it. And so that is still sitting up there. Maybe we'll move that. Who knows? But in the meantime, this is our sunflowers. So I thought it would be really pretty to have this here. I got some tiki lights at night. One of these days, I am going to do a night video to show you how the lights come up in the garden. But I'm getting so excited. It's like a new room in the house, that you can just kind of feel it out, figure out what it is you want. The gazebo, once the gazebo gets in, it'll make a huge difference. We're also debating whether we put the dining table here, the couch here, what will go in the gazebo. But what I know for today, to be sure, is what is going to go in these two Vigo garden beds. Let's do it. And that really took no time at all. And I used about 2.5. These bags were, 1 cubic feet to 28.3 liters was how much dirt was in this bag, were in the topsoil in these bags, can I talk? And so we used about 2.5 bags. I still have 1 left over. I thought I would need 3 for each. I really just needed about 2.5. And but sometimes when you start to water, etc., it'll settle down. So it's always good to have a good extra bag around. So I will go ahead and get to planting. I don't know about you, but there is something for me that I just love to see a clean bed of a new raised bed. That even if it's a smaller one like this one, which would be great on your patio or somewhere. Now, these don't have bottoms on them. There are some from Vigo, and I'll put the link below, but that do have like a self-watering, so they're self-contained. These will drain right into the pea gravel. And so just keep that in mind, but they're great. These smaller sizes are great for an area like this where they'll just have a few plants in them. And again, I'm just imagining I'm going to put the baby watermelon right into that one. And yeah, we'll have some beautiful watermelons if we're lucky, if it all works out. It's mid-June right now, or towards the, well, whatever, time is going so fast, isn't it? So we'll see if we have enough time to get it out, but I'll go ahead and plant those up. Okay, so the dirt is in the beds, and now I am going to, one of the things I highly recommend, if you have farms in your area, a lot of times they will grow little plants, and in these 2.5 what is that, 2.5 something, smaller containers anyway. And then they'll have sales because they're getting ready to close out for the summer. And so I got these for like $2 a piece. This is the baby watermelon I was talking about. And if you want to come over here, and so here it is in the bed, and I've, like with any plant, a vegetable, is watermelon a vegetable or a fruit? I think it's a fruit. I think of it as a fruit. But anyway, you want to just give it a little bit of a mound. And since these are so small, and these are really healthy little dudes, I'm just going to put them in here. And again, the idea is that they'll trail over the edge of this and kind of come into the rocks here as they grow. And so for a total of $4, plus, of course, the cost of the dirt, which, like I was telling you, cost, it's $5 a bag. I did 2.5 bags. So you do the math. It isn't that much. I mean, yes, you've got the investment of this garden bed, but this will last for years. And I can't remember. I think this was like 100. These came in a pair. And I will have to put it down in the notes. I'll put it down in the show notes and a link to them so you could see what your options would be with different beds. But that's it. I'm going to water this in, and that's all.
They could be really sweet vegetables. I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Sweet veggies.
The hotter the day, the sweeter they are.
Yeah, so I'm going to hand water this until Ed gets back in town. And
a lot of water.
Yeah, so I'm going to water them in. And okay, and then over here, from the same farmer's plant sale, I got a French lavender. I got some savory. I got some Mexican tarragon. And I got some hyssop. So really kind of an herb bed over here that I'm going to do, which will be nice next to the sunflowers. And again, it's just like one of the things I just love is when you have this opportunity to just plant into a fresh new bed. And that is all there is. And Ed, if you could come up close, that's all I'm doing. Giving everybody plenty of room to grow and expand, right? We all need room to grow and expand. You never know where our roots are going to take us. And this one, can you see it? It's pretty root bound. So I'm just going to, what do they call it? Tickle it a little. And this is the French lavender is an annual, but the rest of these should be a perennial, but one never knows what might happen. I've had my tarragon over in the garden, in my herb bed in the main garden. Oh my gosh, for so many years. I've actually had to cut it back. It got so, Ed loves the tarragon, right, Eddie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not so much. And then
it's an acquired thing.
Yeah, and I actually use it for my mixed herb blend that I make every year that I absolutely love.
She loves it. It's a little strong for me.
All right, here we go. And that's it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I may get some marigolds or some kind of flower to give it a little color. I'm going to put these tags in here so I remember what the heck I did. I mean, there's some like the bigger, like the French lavender I'll remember, but the rest I will not. So that, my friends, is the whole idea of adding a project to a project. And I hope that your projects lead you to more projects and having the imagination to just love everything you're doing. So here we are. I'll keep you posted on how these go. And next week's video, hopefully we'll show you the gazebo going up and all of that happening and finishing off that project. And so until then, remember, onward we grow. Thanks for growing with us, and we will see you next time. And in the meantime, be sure to like, comment, let us know what really resonated for you in this video, and then of course be sure to subscribe at no cost to you and be updated when we have new videos up to play.